Hi everybody, welcome to day 4 of making sourdough from scratch, starter included. A couple things from yesterday's video, one thing in particular. I pasted a paper into the, I think it was day 2 or day 3, with the schedule, and Michelle Zaring caught me. Good work, Michelle. We forgot to remove some extra starter and toss it. Now that we are adding a lot more flour and water each day, it's just going to get to be a lot of starter. So from day 3 on, we were supposed to discard a little bit of starter each time. Emma says that's totally cool because it just makes me seem more human and not like I'm some super pro. So I'm going with it. Thanks, Rosie. All right, here's where we're at. Day 4, my starter, which I'm doing along from scratch just like you guys, looks like this. Awesome bubbles, fairly runny and pretty doughy, and relatively stinky. Yesterday it didn't really smell. Today it smells pretty gross. Jake and I were talking about this morning. Mature starter it smells sour, but it doesn't smell stinky. There's something about the first little while with fresh starter where it smells yucky, and rest assured that that's not going to be forever. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We are going to not discard yesterday's amount. It's only 100 grams. I'm not going to worry about it. But on the day 4 schedule, it says to discard 150 grams and add 150 grams of flour and 150 grams of water. And that's what we're going to do. So I have a empty container that I'm going to zero out, and I'm just going to scoop some in until it says 150. Oops. Sorry, Jess. What's that?
That's 115.
115? Okay.
Yep. 130. 45.
Okay, close enough. 140, oops, yep, 145. Since these are the same size containers, let's just plunk this on and see how much it weighs. It weighs 200, so that's awesome. There's about 212 grams of plain starter left. This stuff, just toss it, because this is gonna grow and grow, and that's what we do. So, it's okay, no starter left. Emma hates that part. Oh, that's so sweet. Okay, the other thing is, this doesn't happen for a little while either, and it will be interesting for the first week or so. We'll see how our bread does. I don't think Jake and I baked when we first did this for 10 days. We're gonna try to bake on day 7. When I feed my regular starter, so you guys remember this, every time we bake, we set aside 200 grams of starter. We feed 200 grams of flour and 200 grams of water. There's no more incremental. That's the only thing you need to know for regular healthy starter. But it's this much. So here's mine after feeding it yesterday. This is what it looks like. But it doubles for sure. See the underside of the lid? It pushes the lid. So the first few hours, I just rest the lid on there and I let it double in size. Then it shrinks back down and then I put it in the fridge. So that's going to be the process moving forward. Gross. Okay, now I'm going to get a new spoon because I don't want you guys to think I'm actually sneaking new starter into my, or old starter into my fresh starter. No cheating. Okay? We're gonna zero this out. 0. There we go. We already removed 150 grams, and we're gonna add 150 grams of flour and 150 of water. Come on. I'm always saying close enough. Well, 151. Close enough. It is what it is. Okay? Warmish water. $150 plus 150 is what, Jess? 300?
Yep.
Good job, buddy.
Just basic math.
Math in quarantine. 290. Oh, 300 on the dot. Nice. So precise. Okay. Stir this stuff together. Don't confuse it with my other stuff. And that's all for today. So now we have 400. The list says 450, but since we didn't discard yesterday, it's about 500, 550, which is totally fine. It's not going to double in size, but it should be nice and bubbly. It should be fairly stinky. A few of you are posting pics that look dry and a little bit crusty, and I would just say add a little bit of water till it's this consistency. It's totally fine to stir it around and just keep lids on. If it's super dry in your house, it's probably getting crusty because it's uncovered. Just don't seal the lid on. I haven't sealed the lid on at all week. I sealed it once my regular starter doubles and shrinks back down, then I seal the lid on and keep it in the fridge, but that's it.
Would it pop off if you
Oh,
sealed
yeah.
it on there? Well, that's cool.
Yeah,
Like
I've had it on top.
explosively or just
I don't know.
boringly?
I don't know. Pretty gross. Okay, that's all you need to do today, and then I'm gonna switch gears a little bit because I'm gonna bake bread tomorrow morning. And so I'm going to talk about something that you will do in a few days, just so that you get used to hearing it. The very first thing we do when it's time to get the dough ready is we mix flour and water together and let it sit for 20 to 30 minutes. And that's called, Jake?
You know.
I know, but I want to hear you say it.
Autolyse?
It's called autolyse. Some people say that autolyse is flour and water and starter, but I don't think it is. I think it's just the flour and water blending together. I don't actually know what it does, but I know that it's what most sourdough bakers say to do. So when I bake bread, the very first thing I do is I measure 800 grams of flour.
And this is all in 2 days, right? You're not doing this now.
Everybody's gonna do this on day 7. What day is today? Day 6. Saturday is when you're gonna do this if you're following along with me, because we're gonna bake Sunday. So I'm gonna tell you all this again on Saturday, but for now you can just watch, or if you don't want to, you can stop watching. But we're doing this on Saturday, okay? 800 grams of flour. $7.90. Okay, that's 800 grams of flour. 460 grams of warm water. I usually use Emma's little espresso pitcher for this, but I can't find it. So I'm just going to use a couple of...
It's on top.
This? On the way. There it is. A little bit. 460 grams of warm water. So I'm going to zero this out again. Jesse. totally fine. That's only 20 grams extra. 100% fine. I do this every time. It always works. I feel like a full espresso container never works all the way. I feel like I have to refill it, but apparently not. Okay. 800 grams of flour, 460 grams of water, and just gently stir it together. Come on up here, buddy. Just a little bit, and then I cover it with a kitchen towel, just sort of a damp kitchen towel, and leave it for like a half an hour. That's the first step. That's part of why this process takes at least 3 to 4 hours. So Saturday is going to be, you're going to need to make sure there's time in the schedule for this, and then the first rising. Sorry. Damp kitchen towel. 30 minutes. And then 30 minutes from now is when I will add the starter. And then mix it together for a long time until it's nice and smooth, and then let it rise. I'll talk about all that again in the coming days, but I just wanted to show you that so you can get used to seeing it. That's it for day 4. Thanks everybody. Good job, Joyce Bateman. I saw your time lapse on Instagram. Awesome work. Keep it up. Bye everybody.